Vile Bloods are fiendish creatures, the ruler of the Vile Bloods, and so...
Hi everyone, I'm gonna be doing a game review today, and it's gonna be about Bloodborne. I've been wanting to do this game review for a while, so I hope you guys like it. Let's get right on to it. Here are my thoughts. Over the past few years, From Software has basically carved out a new genre, in a very crowded set of gaming genres, basically. It's a genre that's well known for their brutal and unrelenting difficulty, but all the more satisfying combat. There's generally a convoluted plot, especially in the early hours, but it's set in a wonderfully creepy world that's terrifying and has areas begging for it to be fully explored. Bloodborne is a game that hits all the things that I just described. The visuals are great, and the gameplay is even better, much better than FromSoft's previous games, Dark Souls and Dark Souls 2. It's just another plus point for me personally that it's a PS4 exclusive, so in your face, Xbox. Alright, so here's what you'll like about Bloodborne. If you've never played a Souls game because the combat was too slow, or maybe you just thought that the game was really hard, like I did, then I think Bloodborne is a pretty good starting point if you ever want to give these type of games another shot. Anyways, for starters, From Software has decided to move away from the medieval setting that was used in their previous games. No more spellcasters or big burly knights in steel armor. Instead, they opted for a more Victorian era kind of look that showcases some really crazy looking gothic churches with really cool looking steampunk weapons and long coats and top hats and all the clothes fancy people wear back in the day. Overall, it gives the game a better look and separates it enough from the classic Dark Souls style. Now, one of the big changes about Bloodborne that I personally loved is the change in combat. No more shields or magic to help you kill enemies from afar. Instead of shields, you get a gun. But don't be fooled into thinking you'll be firing at enemies from far away. You will use your guns mostly to stun enemies and stagger them, which is followed by a visceral attack, which is basically a big-ass gut punch to your foe. There's also a new health regain system that allows you to regain parts of your health just after you've been hit. You can regain this health by giving your enemies a taste of their own medicine after they've hit you a couple of times as well. But if you wait too long, then you'll lose your chance. The new combat mechanics really encourage hand-to-hand combat and just boosts overall aggressiveness in playstyle. Bloodborne really makes you want to run ahead towards your enemy and just whack them before they do the same thing to you. It makes fights more fun, it makes you think faster on your feet, everything is just more fast-paced, especially the boss fights, which can really get your adrenaline pumping. The last good point that I want to touch on is the co-op and the Chalice dungeons. The improvement in co-op is just the icing on the cake that Bloodborne needs. You can call up to 3 other players to join your world and they can help you fight bosses. Although from personal experience, if you really want the true Bloodborne feel, I suggest not doing co-op to help you with bosses because co-op just makes the game a little too easy for my taste. If you don't like co-op, there's also PvP where you can invade someone's world or someone can invade yours and kill you before you reach your next boss. Something new that's completely optional as well is the Chalice dungeons, which is just separate adventuring areas where you and your mates can go and uncover the secrets and fight the optional and additional bosses as well. You can get some good loot from these dungeons, and it's just a good break from the main story or just the main campaign in general. Enough about the good stuff. Let's talk about what's lacking and what's bad about the game. First of all, is the long loading times. In a game that punishes you for dying so much, where you have to run all the way back to get your blood echoes, which is by the way the currency to buy anything and leveling up in the game, the last thing you want to be doing is be hampered by 30 seconds of loading screen. And it's not even when you die. When you teleport to Hunter's Dream, which is like your safe refuge when you turn the lamp on, you still have to go through a 30-second loading screen and another one where you want to warp back to the main world. It's just 30 seconds too long. The lack of clear story, although farming for blood vials is still kind of a negative. This is more personal taste than anything really, like I said just now. I'm someone that likes to hear a good story without having to look into every item description or talk to every NPC to find out what's what. And Bloodborne just doesn't do that. Rather, Bloodborne really wants you to go and uncover the little secrets that let yourself piece together parts of the story so that you can find out by yourself what's happening in Yharnam, what has happened, what's your purpose as a hunter there, and so on and so forth. Reading the lore and watching the videos about them certainly does enrich the overall experience, as it gives you a slightly better picture of what you're doing in regards to the plot. But if you're not prepared to do that, then it's okay. Bloodborne is worth playing for the gameplay alone. To sum this review up, don't let the long load times and farming for blood vials discourage you from this wonderfully crafted game. Bloodborne will consume you to the point that you dread the next time you play, but you won't stop once you start playing. There are plenty of secrets in Yharnam that easily extend your playthrough to New Game Plus, maybe even New Game Plus Plus. Bloodborne is the game for people who want to try the Souls-like kind of games. Brutally difficult, unrelenting, insanely hard. But with its great combat, boss fights, and unforgettable setting, Bloodborne will definitely not disappoint, whether you're a Dark Souls veteran or you're just a newcomer like me. That's about it for the review for Bloodborne. If you found this video useful, click the like button and follow my channel if you want to see some more videos.
We are born of the blood, made men by the blood, undone by the blood. Our eyes are yet to open.
Fear the old blood.